Let's actually jump in the van though, because it's gonna be a little nicer in here and a little quieter. There's some people doing some yard work, so I don't want you guys to have to deal with that. Let me brighten this up and get the legs set up here. So in today's episode, what we're gonna do is some minor upgrades to the van. From the last trip that we took on it, we made some notes on some things that needed to be updated in the van and upgraded just to help the overall experience. And also I'm going to be putting some furnishings in here. I'm gonna essentially make sure that this van is fully furnished for the future. Now, if you are new here, I'm gonna ask you to subscribe down below, especially if you enjoy outdoor and nature content. This channel is focused primarily on traveling the great outdoors through the lens of documenting my time as a wildlife and landscape photographer and filmmaker. So if you guys enjoy that kind of content, then I would consider hitting the subscribe button. I also cover how to run online businesses successfully and give you guys practical tips to grow that. So if you guys are a creative in your own sense, or if you want to create another type of online business, please consider hitting that subscribe button, as I'll hopefully give you guys some good tips with that. Now, for those of you that have been around the channel for any length of time, which this channel is still very young, last summer we completely upfitted a brand new Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van. If you guys want to watch some videos on that, I cover pretty much everything in the build. There's certain things that I didn't cover because we got down to crunch time and we just needed to get it done, but most of it, I'd say I have 90% of the build covered. Also, down in the description, I have linked a complete walkthrough of the van where I take you guys and show you guys all of the different aspects of the van and what we did and why we did it and my mindset on that moving forward. In that video, I also talk about how we are looking to sell this van in hopes of being able to convert another one this year. Unfortunately, we've run into a couple snags of getting it sold. So in the meantime, we're actually going to be putting this out for rent, which also means you guys are going to be seeing it featured on this channel more. And the hopes of showing it off on this channel a little bit more is to inspire those to get out there and travel, as well as show off some of these areas that you could take this vehicle. So if you guys are interested in maybe wanting to come explore the great American Southwest, this van is located in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I will link our rental option down below. You guys can book this for a rent and go out and explore. But I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to go start walking you guys through some of these changes that we're going to be making, or not changes, but some of the little upgrades we're going to be making, and we'll get into the video. One of the first things I noticed when I took this out in September to Colorado was sometimes on really bumpy roads or some of those off-roading scenarios you find yourself in, these cabinets actually would still fly open even with the push latches that we have in there. So we've come up with a way to reinforce these to keep that from happening. Some of the uppers also had that happen as well, and I have two ways I'm going to solve that problem. But for the first thing, what we're going to do here is, let me flip you guys around. So if you see right here, I actually have a magnet that I'm going to put right there, and then there'll be the other side that goes right here. So when this closes, that will magnetize together. I also have it on the other side. So this one's going to get 2, this will get 2, this one will get 2, and the big boy down here, which was really the big problem, the upper ones that really didn't fly open. This one, because it has some weight in it, usually with the induction pans, I'm going to put 2 on the left and 2 on the right, and then we'll do all of these as well. So up top here, we also have magnets. These magnets are going to be a little bit different than the other ones, and we're going to mount them like so you still have full coverage. And then I'm also going to cut and put some mats down to keep things from sliding around. Now, it seemed like when the one time that this opened up, it was a really bumpy road, and I had some pots and pans, or not pots and pans, I had some cans and things like that in there. And when they slid around, that force that hit was what forced that open. So again, just want to reinforce these a little bit more because this is an off-roading capable vehicle. Not crazy off-roading, but you're going to do a little bit of off-roading in it. So I want to make sure that all of these stay locked up for our renters and we don't cause any unnecessary damage. So the goal is to have this all done in the next few hours, because this week, actually, I'm hopefully taking this somewhere. I'm not sure where yet, but I'm going to be taking it out and making some content with it. So let's jump into getting this thing built out. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and test fit this one now that I've done that. And then if this one fits, I'm going to then use this as a template so I don't have to just keep measuring and cutting. So. The fit is okay, but it's a little long on this side and then a little long front to back. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to mark that seam and then come here and mark this seam. That way I know exactly where it's long. I can keep the fit as tight as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and make these trims and come back and put it in. And there we go. Now we got the mat down. So that should keep things from sliding around too much. Now what I'm gonna do, instead of measuring every one of these out, I'm just gonna use this as a template. I have 5 more to do. So I'm gonna do the other 5 and then I'll go to start doing the drawers. Now I need to repeat that process for these other 2 because those are actually a little bit longer than these ones. So I will take measurements and do the same thing there. I'll show you guys the finished product because I don't think you need to watch me cut things over and over again. So what I'm doing is using a really small drill bit here and putting it way down in my drill. And then when I tighten it up, essentially that's all I have exposed. You could also put some tape around it. And the reason I'm doing that is I just want to drill a small pilot hole just to keep things from cracking. But I also don't want to make sure I go all the way through. So this is kind of a nice way of doing a little stopper there. For the most part, worked out pretty good. So, but I also want to talk quickly about these magnets, which is nice. This base part, if you can see, it's got a little bit of wiggle room there, so you're able to adjust it front to back, which I needed to do there to make sure that the magnet actually caught. I thought that was pretty useful, so making sure I can adjust it later on. I will also link these magnets down below in the description, along with the magnets for the drawers and the cabinet liner, which you guys can probably find that at Lowe's or anything. But everything here that I'm using, I will link for you guys down below. Those are our affiliate links, so anything you guys purchase, a little small commission will come to me. So it's just a great way to support what I'm doing if you guys enjoy the content. But I have a bunch more magnets to do, so let me get to work. Now that I got all the uppers done with the thicker magnet, I have a different style magnet I'm going to use for all of the drawers. Yeah, all the drawers are, like I said earlier, going to get one on each side. So I'm going to start getting some math done and start getting these screwed in. But it'll be the same process. I'll still pilot and then drill in afterwards so I keep cracking from going down. cool things about these magnets is they actually came with these little stickers, so I'm able to stick it to the back of this and magnet to the other one, and then in theory hopefully it should stick, release, so I can then know exactly where to screw these in. So I'm gonna put these on and see how it goes. Well guys, unfortunately a lot of the footage I collected is unusable. It is kind of a tight space down there by the cabinets trying to film and work, and unfortunately my big head blocked a lot of the process. But essentially it was very similar to the other process. I did use the sticky side of the magnets as a way to hold the magnet, so then I could screw it in and make sure everything was aligned. Overall, these turned out pretty great. Let's sit here. Well, honestly, I was going to continue the unboxing side of the video there and kind of walk through all the different parts that all the little things I picked up at the store the other day to throw in the van. However, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's kind of starting to storm and get really windy out there. I've also been managing some construction on my house today, so it's been kind of hard to stay focused on this video. But what I'm going to do, because I am prepping to take this van on a trip, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys kind of everything I've put in the van for right now. Honestly, it's not super organized yet, but at least I have stuff in here, which is nice. So it's more ready to go. I don't have to go sifting through my camping stuff to prep for a trip. But what I'm gonna do though is walk you guys through that, and then I'll probably take the van, go get it some fuel. Don't know if I'm gonna grab groceries yet, because I don't know if I'm leaving tomorrow, if I'm gonna leave the next day, but I'll definitely go fuel up the van. I also need to grab a staple gun to staple something up real quick, but that's about the rest of the video. So let me walk you guys through the stuff that I did put in here. Okay, so in this first drawer you can see a bunch of cutlery. Got a nice little thing from Amazon. Again, I'll link everything down below, but this was like 50 bucks or something like that, pretty cheap. Decent silverware for what it is. Definitely way too many in there, so I'll probably just pull some out, but for right now it will do. So let's get that back in there. Down here, this is kind of a catch-all. These are actually pretty cool little salt and pepper shakers, so I'm going to go throw some salt and pepper in it for tomorrow. But I just got some of the leftover magnets, some seasoning, some soap. This is just honestly a mess right now. It needs to be organized a little bit more, but oh well. And then I have 4 plates there, just they're plastic plates, cheap and light, and then 4 bowls. And then of course in the bottom you got saucepan, saute pan, and a little deeper pan for some cooking. Pull the ND off because there is clouds and it's starting to get late, so we don't need it. Yeah, there we go, it's better. But we'll come over here because it's easier for me to do it this way. This is again kind of a catch-all. I need to get kind of an organizing thing in here, but everything from shears to spatulas and spoons. These cool little strainers, so you can do that, and then this awesome knife. This comes with a sheath. It also has a sharpener. That little red thing's a sharpener there. So thought it'd be nice to protect the knife and also your hand, so you're not reaching into something, and then also you can sharpen it. And then whisks and aluminum foil. So it's not organized. So sorry about that. Also, some cool measuring cups, but it's at least stuff. And then we got an empty drawer and an empty drawer. Actually, not too empty. Got the toilet paper in there, and then down here put some bowls. So tell you what, those magnets actually work pretty darn good. I'm actually having to put some force to get those open, which is great. Show you guys up here. I got a little miniature toaster, which I saw that at the store, and I was like, hey, that'd be useful. And a nice mini coffee maker, and then some plastic cups. Try to keep everything plastic. So that's those. This wood cabinet is open for food and stuff. Probably store food and plastic bins there. But that's kind of it. I'm thinking I might try to find a microwave that can fit in one of these. Just so we could maybe put a portable microwave in here. Because it kind of seems like a lot of storage, and that might be something nice to add somebody for. But also in the summertime, it'd be good to throw. I have a little portable air conditioning unit that I can throw in there. So because we didn't put any roof mounted AC on this van, just because the main point is to get out and away from the heat. But some days it's still going to get pretty hot, especially being a black vehicle. So if the fans seem to not be able to cool it off enough that day, I got a portable air conditioning unit. So that's kind of those. And then I'll put my clothes up here, and usually Grace will put her clothes over there, but at least we can do that, you know, have some stuff there. So also might be able to throw some of the window covers in one of those so I can keep the headliner storage, but most of the time I just throw those up there. So yeah, that's kind of it, you know, adding some essentials. So it's just more throwing food in, maybe a couple more spices or some sauces and things like that, you know. But the food and drinks, that's about it. The goal would be just to get it up and get out of here whenever whoever's taking it, or if we're taking it that week, or like for example right now, that there's no stress. It's just see ya. I think that's it for this video. So let me go get these last things wrapped up.